You're on.
All right.
Welcome to another exciting installment of the Terrorisk podcast. It's your favorite trio, Richie, Carmen, and Chris Komodo.
How's it going, guys?
Hello.
Chris Komodo the homo.
Accurate name, except not really at all. You're one of the least gay men I know in New York City, Chris. You're actually like one of the straightest guys around.
I don't think I'm that straight either.
I don't know. The thing
If
is,
I were straight, I would have a girlfriend. If I were
Yeah.
that straight, if I were overly straight. Like if I was maxing out, min-maxing straightness, I would probably have a girlfriend. But I don't even care that much about being straight, so...
yeah, I don't know. I mean, like the thing is that in New York City, a lot of the guys with girlfriends are incredibly fruity. It's like the normal rules of sexuality are reversed in New York.
Real men don't got no time for girlfriends.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's not to say I don't engage in sexual intercourse with women. It's just it's catching up to me, you know. Like it's gotten to the point where like casual hookups are just not worth it anymore. Just because of like the personal toll it takes on me as like
Not a human being.
Yeah, not even like more in a moral sense. Just it takes energy to go out and meet these women, to have like a nice evening with, and then end it off with some sexual activity.
Yeah,
you know,
and then it's like, but it's what is it all worth?
Exactly.
Like compared to, for any complaints about being in a relationship, taking up time, drama, interacting with interpersonal stuff.
Getting into a relationship wouldn't be that much better, because I've done that too. I've done that plenty of times. Like,
but there's something to having a person that's consistent, that's around, that you don't have, that you already know what their qualities are, even if they're irritating or what have you.
I think I'm becoming a person where my standards aren't becoming higher; they're just becoming so
Particular?
unmeetable in a different way. Not like in a way where it's like, you know, I need them to be the hottest, the smartest, the bestest at the... No, I need someone who's not going to fuck up my shit. And then like as I live, like become more in tune with myself, that list is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Because like as life gets simpler for me, it gets way more complicated for other people trying to be with me on an intimate level like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because when life is simple for me, it's, you know, I'm just gonna look after me and my own, and, you know, and do unto others as that I would want done unto myself, and all that shit. And, you know, try to be grateful, give 51% of my energy to others, 49% to myself. And when there's a woman involved, it fucks my shit up. Like, it's like, dude, I didn't even mean for myself to like end up like upside down in this like investment, personal investment, but here I am.
Yeah, you're invested in another person. You're having to interact with
It's a me problem. It's not them. It's definitely, I know it's a me problem. It's just, I'm not complaining here, because again, like I enjoy my life a heck of a lot more than I ever did before. It's just, yeah. I mean, I don't know. The idea of straightness and homosexuality came up because I made a stupid ass pun, but yeah.
I mean, I think more and more people are in that situation anyway. It's much commented on, or whether it's commented on because people that aren't in relationships talk about it often.
Well, I mean, another big factor was like I quit gooning. Like I don't do that anymore. And once you quit gooning, you're really surprised at like how much you really didn't actually want to be in a relationship. You just were just uncontrollably horny. Like,
yeah,
that's it.
Because you're contributing to it, you're feeding it.
In your logic, it's like, I'm horny, I should get a girlfriend. You know,
incels as a phenomenon can be best thought of as a form of love addiction, rather that you're fixated on this as being a solution to problems or as your ultimate goal as opposed to other goals. Though at the same time, being in a relationship, reproducing is kind of like a huge goal for a lot of people. I don't think it's something that's fostered upon them or is something that is unwarranted to desire. But we've gone over this before, I know. It's easy to run through material.
There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. You know, when it comes to like being subscribed to a podcast or any podcast, even if it's a podcast like this, like, it's not that they really need to hear the most cutting edge shit every day. It's just they need to be reminded of the same shit we all already know, we just forget because of some stupid circumstance. That's why they tune in and listen to the same shit in fucking podcasts and YouTube channels, because human beings ultimately don't need constant new intellectual stimulus. They need to constantly be reminded of the shit they already know, just haven't implemented. That's it. That's really it. Because, you know, change is gradual. Change is never like over a day. So it's like, maybe I do need to be told every single day, get the fuck up, you piece of shit. You haven't run your 10 kilometers. Like, go fucking do that.
Yeah.
It's basically being told the same shit every day in that sense, you know?
How often do you meet new people, Chris? Like in real life?
A lot.
Yeah.
A fucking
Same.
lot.
Same, and I think, I mean, obviously I'm in a front-facing job of being a bartender.
Well, I'm a fucking teacher at a sword school. I'm not saying that that's the most social thing you could do. It's just, I'm surprised. It's like,
How often people come in,
yeah,
leave?
I mean, not even just leave, just the fact that like how many new people are coming in constantly, and then
Yeah.
it's sometimes annoying, you know, because like I'd be wanting to teach the people who have been invested and committed and been coming consistently, but here comes a new guy, has to learn the basics and has to learn all the back to square one, and I gotta like show it to them, you know. But yeah, I do just from that alone makes me meet like a lot of new people, but through other avenues, like, you know, through living life, I suppose, like getting into cars, I started meeting some people, you know, like
Yeah.
in scenes and whatnot. Being into music, it's really your interests that really determine it. So a lot of people, their only interest is socializing. They don't have any core interests themselves, so they end up as pretty much anyone you'd find in Dime Square. Those are all people who don't actually have real interests. Their real interest is socializing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm meaning they'll get into any random thing insofar as it'll make them look cooler. They could talk about it at a party. I can't picture any of those people truly committing to something like 2-3 days a week, like something like tennis class or like a cooking class. I feel like those people probably spend their day-to-day thinking, I've already learned enough. If anything, I should be recognized for the shit that I've learned by now, you know. And I'm like, ew. Like I can't deal with that 24/7, you know.
Yeah. Well, the scene itself has died down.
Any pseudo-intellectual, cultural, subcultural scene is probably like that. Like alt-lit was like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Once again, well, I don't know. I mean, New York is filled with different scenes of different people going out to meet because it's such a highly sociable city.
I mean, that's what the emo scene was really like that too, because it wasn't
It was
productive.
just a lot of these things ostensibly have some goal or something that they're working towards.
Socializing.
Yeah, but really it's that, which
Not being, it's because they're
obviously
lonely.
I'm biased as someone who really loves socializing, but
I mean, the truth is, everyone who I've seen who moves to this city, I'm like, by now it's like they're all getting into shit that I'm like,
you already had done a
no,
long
no,
time.
no, no. It's not, I don't mean like that. I just mean, regardless of whether me or not, like, I mean, I guess I am involved in that insofar as like, I guess I did take certain things for granted. Whereas new people come into the city and then they get so like, they enjoy something heavily. And I'm like, huh, maybe I should have looked at it in a different way. But then at the same time, I'll see also like other people coming in and I'm like, damn, you came to this city for like all the wrong reasons.
I don't know. Are there any wrong reasons for going to New York?
Yeah, to spend money,
Or are the right reasons?
to make money.
Hmm. And just going to New York to be in it?
I mean, there's no other excuse. There's no other way to justify like living in these conditions unless you're either A, making a comfortable living, and like being close to the action is just a plus. It's just a kind of perk to that. Or you're like, you're going balls and you're just doing coke like every other night, and you know you're fucking your shit up.
I moved to New York because I just want, well, I've said this before, I wanted a fresh start on things and I did just want to hang out. And there's just so much more going on here than there is in Boston.
Yeah. Also, it's like I never want to push anyone else to make more money because like that's not. I don't think that's what life is about at all.
Yeah.
But I just don't think the alternative lifestyles in this city outside of like productiveness, especially fiscal responsibility, is going to lead you anywhere good.
Well, let's see. There's a whole bunch of people who, obviously, all the immigrants from all around the world come here to make money, or because this is the only place in America where there's a significant enclave of their nationality. Or maybe there's usually other places, but there's some groups where it's only in New York.
It's a nexus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people will move here, maybe it's not their most ideal choice, but people they know are here. If you're moving from, I don't know, I'm just guessing. I'm sure there's other enclaves, but if you're a Kazakh, New York is one of your only choices to go. Probably the vast majority of the country doesn't have people that you're either related to or know, or even just within your same nationality.
I mean, anywhere where there's a lot of people is inherently more valuable because people produce data, and you can't really do anything on a higher macro level without a lot of fucking data. And if you have a lot of fucking people, you have a lot of data. That's why, like, if you're ever gonna make a business out of doing focus groups, you got to do it in a place like New York City, you know? So that's what I'm saying. There's money here because there's people here. It's not that people here are here because there's money here. No, there's money here because the people are here.
There's just so many people, and it's up so late, and it's international finance, international trade, all these other cliches about
I mean, the biggest
New York.
cliche that I've grown the most tired of is every 5 years there's people saying, "Oh, New York has gone to the shit." You know,
That's so tiresome. That's so
I'm
annoying.
like, you don't know what the fuck it's like. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? To me, they're jealous. I'm like, you guys are just jealous.
Hey, it's like our mayor, Eric Adams, says. There's two kinds of Americans. Those who live in New York City and those that wish they did.
That's hilarious.
And I love Adams.
There's 3 types of people in this world. There's those who can count and those who can't.
Yeah. Thing about people saying it goes to shit, yeah, I agree that it's probably jealousy to a certain degree. Other people are just put off by how loud, how dirty, how in your face New York is. The other big factor, obviously, is the assumption that it's going to backslide the way it did in the 70s and the 80s. But it's just not feasible anymore. That's not feasible if only because...
Even if it did, it would just make it cooler.
Yeah. Well, frankly, it just can't backslide as long as, like, the NYPD is this gigantic police department.
It would be
as much as they slack. I'll have.
It would be sick if the police like went to war with each other, like different districts were like at war. They were like, "Yo, you better watch your back in the streets, yo."
I've heard that can be like that a little bit in LA, but in New York, it seems like they're all on the same page.
Because in LA, you have like sheriff departments, state troopers, local PD.
Local PD is disproportionately roided up Mexican guys.
No, that's the sheriffs.
Oh, that's the sheriffs. Okay, thank you.
The local PD are usually like black, Hispanic, Asian, white. And then you have the state troopers who are just like straight up crazy motherfuckers. They'll kill you.
What, chips?
If you even talk about robbing banks, they'll fucking shoot you. No, I mean because bank robberies are a huge problem in California. Huge. So yeah, the cops make New York great.
Genuinely, yeah. Like, we really lucked out. We were really lucky with.
Half the cops are these hot ass little fucking. Never mind.
There's all these like Dominicana cops who have like spray painted on pants.
Spray painted on pants.
I mean, that's what it looks like when they show up.
You're into that? You're into those Dominicana cops?
Yeah, they're pretty attractive. A bunch of cops are, but I know cops in general, like lady cops, only fuck other cops and like firefighters and maybe EMTs, to my knowledge.
And nurses.
Yeah.
Because they know the deal of crazy hours.
Yeah, crazy hours. They have a similar relation with the public. They're dealing with the most obnoxious worst of humanity. I'm really glazing public service workers here. I don't mean to, but
I mean,
I have a moderate position on public service workers. I find the absolute adoration and also the knee-jerk fuck the police stuff obnoxious and
they're
stupid.
normies, yo. People like that are like the ultimate normies.
Yeah,
I don't mind them at all. Like, I hate the people who are like, I can't stand normies. Like, why? They're not doing anything to you, are they? If they are, maybe that's a personal problem.
I don't know. It's because it's a personality in reaction to it, probably. And I say this as someone who has some overlap with that. The difference is that I don't know. I just broadly love humanity. So it's any complaints I have in abstract, usually when I meet people, I'm like, this guy's great regardless of who he is. I have trouble seeing the bad in anyone, frankly.
I mean, I just never really. I don't think I ever found myself really like locking people into binaries of good and bad like that.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that's one of the reasons why I just could never get along with certain people.
Yeah.
Is because they're just like so hard coded into thinking like that. They're like, you're either good or you're bad. You're either a good person or you're a bad person. You know, when you're a kid, it's like you just say it out loud, but then you develop and you become an adult with that, and it really changes your outlook on the world compared to a person who just like they just believe in degrees of good and bad in everyone. You know, so yeah, I think that really turned me into a type of person who only got along with people who didn't really subscribe to that moral binary. You know. I mean, morality ultimately is a construct. We know this.
Yeah.
Every facet of the human condition can be truly put to the test in times of war. Right? We know that loyalty isn't bulletproof because people break loyalties all the time in war. We know that love is definitely not bulletproof because people people betray their loved ones all the time at times of war. We know morality, sure as shit, is flexible in times of war. You know, like war really just it exposes everything that's actually a social construct, because in the act of war, you end up using all of these things as tools to win.
Yes,
anything
the ultimate
that could be
practical environment.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that
whereas
falls
love is
apart
the ultimate impractical environment. You know. That's why love and war are like the only two times where a man could really just go like balls to the wall and truly express himself. You know, as a man, it's like any other situation. It's like, oh, you got fired, suck it up. Oh, your kid died, suck it up. Oh, your wife died, suck it up.
It's in a range of where you're allowed to express emotion, but it has to be within a certain confines. But yes.
Yeah, but when you're on your date, you're allowed to be as passionate and gay with your woman as you want. You're allowed to be as insane and unhinged in the battlefield as you want. You know?
Yeah. As opposed to all the moderation one has to
in between.
Yeah, perform in between. Anyway.
Yeah, manhood is just literal highs and lows in between peaks of warfare and love fare.
Perhaps feel guys get ground down when they have too routine of a life.
Of course.
Or too structured of one.
Absolutely. That probably
predictable.
That probably ties in that with that quote that says there's no female Mozarts because there's no female Jack the Rippers.
Yeah, from Camille Paglia.
Yeah. Yep, so that's masculinity, everybody.
Yeah. So let's see, you're getting a new car, Chris.
Oh yeah, I am getting a new car this week. I got to do that.
Getting a ricer.
Yeah, I still might.
You were putting it off for a long time, and you still seem hesitant. Your heart's really not in it.
No, it's because I just don't know what to expect from it. I know what to expect from a Mustang, but that's all the more reason why I should try something new. You know, while I'm young, I'm willing to try something new. Because if I get a Mustang and like I take that to its conclusion, I know what I'm gonna get, just a overpowered straight line car with big fat wheelie boys in the back. But if I get this 8.6, then I could turn that into like a Japanese Porsche, you know?
Yeah. And you can continually, I guess you have great handling, safety, whatever. You can continually upgrade it, maintain it.
Until it gets dangerous. You know?
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of car where it does have a threshold. Like, because the Mustang's so heavy, you could make it push 400, 500 wheel horsepower like nothing. You get something like that and give it like 500 horsepower, you'll get some lift. You might get some lift. You know, like you could really hurt yourself, kill yourself. Yeah. But I doubt it. I doubt an 8.6 will fall apart like that. With 500 wheel horsepower. I've seen it. You know, so I know it could be done. It's just, I don't know. But that'll be fun. You know, it's got all the modern bells and whistles, amenities. It's got a backup camera. And who knows? Someone might buy it from under me, so I still might have to get the Mustang anyway. We'll see.
How do you feel about backup cameras?
I don't care
Yeah.
either way. I think it's nice to have, but I don't rely on it too much.
You'll no more be doing the normal backing up method,
I mean,
looking out the back.
I'll just use what's more effective. I'm sure they put one in that car because it's probably hard to see from the back the regular way.
Fair.
Like Toyota's not like that, you know. Like, well, I don't think they could afford to be so gratuitous with like luxury models when it comes to certain makes or models like that. So yeah, that's we'll see. You know, we'll see what that's going to be like. Let's see. In other news, people are still railing about Sydney Sweeney. Not when I say
They
people,
mostly die out. It was, how about this? You have different weeks where you talk about the discourse. You look at your timeline. You also hear from people in real life. Certainly, if your friends are online or within the same bracket as us, they're going to be talking about it, even if you're deliberately avoiding the timeline. I don't know how good it is financially for American Eagle. Probably somewhat overblown. There's definitely an attempt to squeeze articles out of it.
dude. I'm sorry. I just realized something. Regardless, I know you were talking about the Sydney Sweeney thing,
Yeah.
but full disclosure, I just want to say I don't think this episode is going to be that crazy, in terms of current events, because I've just been so so tuned out from reality for the past probably couple of weeks. It was because of the car thing.
Yeah.
The car thing freed me up. So I was like, I could just sit here and look at scroll through feeds all day, or I could learn something. So I picked up computer shit again, and it's been, every time it's like I'm like touch and go with it. I'll pick it up and then something else will distract me, and then I'll
So
put
is
it
your
down.
ThinkPad running Linux?
Yeah, yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, that is very obvious, very elementary that you have a computer out that I've never seen before. I see all the Linux programming books. You mentioned that.
Yeah. So I every time I pick it up again, it's like I think oh, I got to start all over again. But no, it's like it gets exponentially more easier. I'm like, oh yeah, I recognize this. I know this. I know what this is. And then I just builds on it. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I think I want to look into data scraping.
Yeah.
Or web scraping. I want to be able to deploy web crawlers and pull a lot of sources based on keywords, whether it's I want to buy something, if I want to collect something, I could be the first to get it and then flip it later when it sells out. Or I could get into just media and news and stuff and articles, so I could really be it'll make the podcast better. Then I could have shit to talk about. I'll be like, yo, I deployed a crawler to find instances of people being sold. Because our limited news feeds are only going to show us so much from CNN or something. What if you had a web crawler that could
news feeds aren't even linking to CNN or old legacy media, but I know what you mean. A web crawler for something interesting or something unusual.
or even the news is going to be a vastly different experience than relying on your Twitter feed for news.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to see a lot more from Russian news sources and Chinese news sources, and and then you could just have it translate it. There's probably some language processor that could do that.
I mean, just Google Translate, right?
You could do that too. Yeah. There's also
right,
this is
that's
what I'm
probably-
talking about. There's all sorts of resources now. It makes this really fun. And also if you get really stuck and at first you won't do it, but once you do it, you start using ChatGPT and you start asking it questions. It's hey, I'm having trouble with this configuration file. I can't run this one script and it's not calling the program like I want. And I'm thinking it's just going to give me some bullshit, but no. If anything, there's one thing I trust these large language models on, it's computer shit.
I've heard that too, and it makes sense, really. That it's very good at teaching you programming. It's good at
Hardware too.
hardware.
Yo,
Well, hey, there's a lot of articles about it. Perhaps there's something inherent in the nature of an LLM,
and also
that makes
everyone,
it better for
every source of data or information for computer resources and programming software and building up hardware. It's these are all serious dudes. They treat the internet interaction seriously with care. They speak with punctuality and proper grammar and all that stuff. So it if anything, yeah, it's pulling from the best sources when it comes to this shit on the internet. Probably when it comes to just psychological health, in general. Because that's how people are judged in that world. In the tech world, online, people are judged by how useful you are.
Yeah.
People are judged by how much your comment contributed. Like if it helps a lot of people, then it's valuable.
Yeah.
That's what all the forums are. That's like all the Linux,
Were.
no, still are. Everything I pull up, like when they say like, oh, you have mad support with Linux, you have so much support with this distribution of Linux. What they mean is there's so many people that are into this thing that you could go on forums, you could do any cursory Google search, and you will find articles upon reposts, upon resources, upon everything. Kind of crazy. It's actually kind of comforting, you know, more comforting than say philosophy or like literature. This is like legit, you know. It's like being into chess, you know. Obviously, it's a nerds thing because it doesn't lie to you, and nerds can
You
handle
like
it.
collecting a lot of different hobbies and a lot of different interests, or learning a lot of different things.
I think they come as a byproduct of needing to do something.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I think you mentioned this, that whenever there's something you wanted to do, you wanted to learn to fix up your bike, fix up your car.
and then in the process of learning it, I realized this is really fun and really deep.
Yeah.
And it makes it. Before I know it, I just want to learn everything about it. And then like, yeah, I am kind of like that. But I do stick with certain things. Like certain things, just really, I feel like it's in my wavelength, you know.
well, but I guess a bunch of things you just continue to use even if you're not actively studying
That
them.
too, exactly.
Like, what are things you used to be into?
Psychology,
Yeah.
social dynamics, social engineering. Hell yeah. I used to use it for more like probably, I don't know, negative purposes because when I was in survival mode, everyone was the enemy. I
Yeah.
can't trust anyone. But when you're in thriving mode, you're like, I could take a chance on this person. I could take a chance. What's the worst that could happen? What are they
Yeah.
going to do? Kill me? Why? Like, like what are they going to do? Kill me? Oh, well, we all die. It's like I'm in that mode now. So it's like I could use social engineering and social dynamics because the truth is we're all manipulating each other at all times. Like, what do you think like motivation is? Like when you motivate somebody, you're literally manipulating them. But yet we see that as such a positive thing. It's like, oh, you should be a motivational speaker and make lots of money.
Yeah.
What? You should be a professional manipulator? Like that's basically what you're talking about. And it's like people don't understand that manipulation in a social context is very amoral. It's definitely not good, but it's definitely not bad either. It's
Everyone
something
just going around manipulating or trying to manipulate one another, often subconsciously.
But
Like human interactions.
But then, I think that just comes from like a fundamental misunderstanding because like if you come to an understanding where where you take it as something that that everyone is just the same soul living out different lives in different bodies, then there's no need to worry about whether you manipulate someone or not because your intentions are just by default, like they can't be bad. What are you going to do? Hurt another version of yourself? Why? Like,
Yeah.
That
belief in oneness and human connectivity, as you keep mentioning or going back to, just chills out a lot of social
I'm always going to be able to reference that because guess what? Every single thing we could possibly ever talk about ever is always going to be involving people somehow. That's why I think psychology is like such an important field, at least as a hobby to get into. Because, like if there's one thing you're going to engage with universally throughout every subject that you touch upon, it's going to be psychology. How you interact with other people. I'm not saying I'm a master at it. I'm saying I'm an idiot as a layman, but just from a little bit of cursory reading.
But you have an awareness of it, of how you're approaching it. You're not completely just reacting or going into it blind.
Well, yeah, because that's a psychological detriment.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. You don't want to. It's like you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah. How has this summer been for you? I've really enjoyed this summer.
Dude, this summer has been fucking crazy, man. I've been through 1, 2, 3 cars. Like, so.
Yeah, I know. It's really absurd, actually.
Yeah, it's nuts. The Subaru blew up. It died on me. Then I had to get that yellow Mustang.
I know. You annoyed at me for getting up to grab my pipe stuff. But yellow Mustang.
Then I upgraded the GT, and then the GT got totaled in a hit and run. Now I got to get something else.
I wonder if this is the year of 4 cars. Hopefully this last one will be what sticks.
I mean, a lot of other crazy shit's been happening too. Like this is the year I started like really teaching martial arts, like becoming a teacher. Because usually it was like my sensei would be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna come. You can handle class today, right?" And it happened more and more often. But then he had a kid, so he was just like, "I'm just gonna go on paternity leave, and you could handle just the classes exclusively. I was like, oh shit, and that was this year. So that's another thing that's been happening. Another thing that's happened this year. Oh yeah, the podcast I guess started becoming a lot more like efficient and more of like a well-oiled machine.
Well, you do it consistently now. You have multiple episodes a week.
Not just at least once a week, but I do like another streaming thing a week. And that's with my home buddy Andreas. Then there's also I don't know. I guess from there I'm just kind of just being grateful for the day. You know, just got to do what I do. Do no harm. Try not to at least, and I'm sure I'll be fine.
It's been a very pleasant summer for me, right up there with 2021. Just because being in a relationship, going out a bunch, not being connected to the bullshit I was before. It's been a very chill, flowing summer.
Yeah. I've been having a good time. I think so anyway. I haven't been seeing different people as much this summer, but I don't know. I kind of like it. Everything's been very stable. Personally, at least. Everything, chaotic that's happened. It's like that's shit that
been
was
random events outside of your control.
Yeah.
It hasn't been interpersonal drama that's been crazy this year for you. It's entirely been
yeah. And I'm fine with it. I'm fine with dealing with life shit. I'm fine with dealing with assholes hitting my car. I'm fine with dealing with fucking, my sword teacher going on paternity leave. Like, I'm okay with all of this. It's like, fine, whatever. At least I didn't hurt anyone. At least I didn't get into at least I didn't get anyone pregnant. At least I didn't get into some crazy fucked up online drama. At least none of that happened. So like I'm perfectly fine. If anything, what I really want to do is I want to get better at this at Linux programming, at least scripting, because that's really fun. If I could automate tasks, I think that's going to make my life much easier. It's going to free me up in all the right little ways. I could work on music more. I could start acquiring more material for the podcast too in a more efficient way. I mean, also I like the movie recommendation thing when you just said when you would tell me just watch this random fucking movie and I'm like, all right, and then I go and watch it because I could just find it on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
I'll watch that shit. I'll watch anything now. I don't even give a fuck. I'll just keep it on while I game or something. That's another thing I kind of want to try to get more into gaming. Not because I want to be a quote unquote gamer. It's just gaming's been, it's been kind of fun for me again. So
you go through spats of it being fun or it occupying your time.
Well, now I see it as a kind of productive thing where if I stream and there's people watching, it's like a chance for some of the subscribers to talk to me live, I could read their comments, respond to them as I play my video game. I gotta step my game up though before my KD ratio gets too fucked up.
What are you playing?
This game called Mecha Break. It's just
yeah, you mentioned it before.
It's just a game about robots and shit. Yeah. But next weekend after I get my car, God willing, I'm gonna see if my cat can take to my dad's place, so I can leave my cat there for a shorter Virginia trip.
Yeah.
Because I want to at least go to Virginia for a weekend or something.
I know. Because of costs, you decided against Miami.
Yeah, with getting a new car and shit. If it wasn't for the car thing, I would have been all gung ho. Also, I got to see how my cat handles my dad's place. I mean, if we go next year, though, I'll definitely be more prepared.
Yeah, that's true. Might be the best choice. But ultimately, thus far, has felt like a very significant, productive year.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, it's not even over.
No, I know. I'm jumping into it too early, but
I'll be turning 34 next month.
When's your birthday?
September.
What day?
23rd. I don't even care anymore about aging. I feel like I'm aging in reverse, to be honest.
Well, you're just very active.
Yeah, I think that's really been doing it. Like active in a different way though. Active in a good way, not in like a stressful way. The difference. Yo, Richie, would you be able to do me a solid? Would you be able to swing me some ice, brother? Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Or bring the ice bowl in here.
Nah, don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay.
We don't got to do all that. I'll get
Fair.
the ice. I'll get the ice next time. It's just I know. I'm worried if I leave, like the mic's gonna go dead.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm very low energy, and we both are. Or Richie and I.
No, I think Richie's good. You are maybe.
I am low energy. Yeah. And usually so.
Nah, it's all good. I've just been. This is a nice break. This is honestly very good because I've just been having my eyes glued to a fucking computer screen with like tutorials and man page after man page and. Thank you so much. So now it's just like, you know, it's nice to talk out loud with my voice again to people. But you know, it's good. I like these moments of solitude where I just learn some shit. Is there like none left? Oh, let me get some of that then.
I'm good, by the way. You guys finish it.
Okay. Don't have to tell me twice, man. All right. Now that I've had a few drinks in me, I could get a little spicier.
Okay.
We could talk about women. We could talk about race. We can talk about religion, particularly the Jews. We could talk about
That just falls under race.
we could talk about predators in the media, predators in professional sports. We could talk about predator scientists. We could talk about predator harpists, like people who play the harp professionally that also probably
A lot of discussion just seems to default to a few things, right? It ends up like online discussion, people's discussions. Seem to
I'm
be-
sorry. I didn't mean to deprecate what we do. It's just my pattern recognition is just kind of like that.
No,
You know?
you're right. I agree. No, I'm glad to talk about any of those things if you throw it at me. But I'm just curious because I feel like my own life. I'm not saying this about you or about anyone else. I am saying about other people, but can be curiously myopic. And I know there's so much else out there, but then I stop and think, what? Or what am I interested in?
Exactly. What are you interested in? I know what I'm interested in, and it's
Yeah,
like,
and the hobbyist approach is a good one for collecting this information
yeah.
or for filling your time and cultivating.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just kind of. I think pattern recognition. Once you recognize it, it's kind of like it just makes learning easier. There's an infrastructure. Or a music, I should say, a rhythm, a loop to everything. At least I know how like I have a really good concept of how like basic computing works. I wish I had like one of those infographic kind of show abilities where I could just like draw out what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, you just had like a whiteboard. You have one behind you. You could bring over and fix the camera on. Nah. But no, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So basically,
Like an active PowerPoint presentation.
So basically, like when your processor is active, when it's alive, that living essence of that processor produces and like kind of like imagine a robot,
Yeah.
and this robot can do a few things. This robot can be given 3 commands: to stow something, to stow a number, to return a number, and I believe it's also to hold a number. So it could do these 2 things. And adjacent to this robot is a bunch of pigeonholes, like a large rack filled with slots and holes where they could plug in numbers, plug out numbers, hold a number, plug in a number, plug out a number. And then also there's an index, and the index moves to like it lights up on whichever pigeonhole that's being recognized.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically all of computing. Whether you're working on like just like in assembly language or whether you're working in like a highly advanced supercomputer, essentially it all boils down to that same framework where it's like it's kind of hard to conceptualize because you're wondering what's the mover, what's the thing that actually moves from 0 to 1 there, like what's the thing that dictates that, and that's the will. And it all boils down to the creator's will. You know, it's the user's input. Well, you know, what's the user? You know, maybe the user has an input. Someone else, a higher, even more super user giving an input. But that's essentially what computing is. You know, you're just giving this one robot an index that is a cursor that points at different holes, and which is like, you know, if you look at a CPU wafer, like a processor, a computer processing chip, it's basically just a bunch of pigeonholes that could store values like bits, like ones and zeros. So and if you scale that out, if like, you know, when I'm interacting with like any kind of display manager or like an operating system's native display manager, it's basically doing that. It's all just complex, redundant representations of that one basic thing. Just this little robot in your motherboard that's living inside that's only alive when the CPU is running, and it has those three functions that's being given. And that is like what machine code is all about, assembly language. The most basic fundamental programming language, probably, as far as we're concerned, ought to be like, you know, assembly language, machine code.
Computing dominates all of our lives now, and so few people have a working understanding of it. I certainly don't prior to this conversation. I mean, a little bit more than others. I know that there are earlier mechanical computers that are doing the same thing, but without the same speed or vastness.
I mean, that it helps to consider those computers, because like learning how those computers work is a hell of a lot easier than learning how, say, a modern quantum computer works. So if you learn how one of those old school computers really actually work from an engineering standpoint, like if you learn what a bit is, a single bit, and how a bit can switch from a 1 to a 0, it's basically a switch, an on switch and an off switch. Yeah. And if you have millions upon billions of those on and off switches, well, then you got yourself a computer, an actual, you know, a processing unit, a computing chip.
Yeah.
It's a computer chip is just basically like very highly super compressed, tiny nano-sized switches, on-off switches.
Yeah, boy, this all brings back memories of my dad telling me this as a kid.
Yeah, but it all still applies.
It is, yeah, it is. It's universal.
It's because we never got over that, and we never got over that binary framework. That's the only problem. That's the only thing that kept us. So that makes this even years and years and years later, how like anyone could like get into computing and kind of learn it on a fundamental level. Is because on a fundamental level, it's never really
changed. Yep. Didn't like the Soviets have an alternative computing method?
Maybe
it was a trinary basis or some such thing.
That's like way out of my pay grade. I wouldn't know. But I mean, the only other alternative to this binary mode of computing that I could think of would be quantum computing. You know, where we describe bits as like ones and zeros, on or off. What about quantum computing, where it's like every single bit isn't just 1 or 0, it's 1 or a 0 or a 1/0 at the same time. Suddenly, like your processing abilities, if you could facilitate that, is exponentially larger.
Bring up that first one, history of computing in the Soviet Union. So these, once again, are all on-off switches when you look at older computers. This is a Soviet one from before.
So the reason why those cables are important is because that's basically
this is in Philadelphia.
That's a relay switch. So that's basically a way to say, like, all right, so it's not just this one switch that's on or off, but it's also being able to say, when this switch goes off, then this switch goes on, which is able to say, and once this switch goes on, that means this switch, and this switch that's connected to it also go off. And then you could create all these like redundant stacks, and that's how you create advanced computing. Because suddenly, if you could create many on and off switches, then you could, like, say, take a display monitor, like a screen, which is just many pixels that could all be turned on or off and given different values too, with RGB codes, like that's the color code. So even like everything, even our display monitors, even every most advanced graphical representation of like animation you could present to me, it's ultimately displayed to us through a binary method of switching a switch on and off, like 1 and 0. Interesting shit, right? I mean, this like you said, dictates our whole fucking life.
dictates our whole life, and
Our reality.
mostly is just like magic for a lot of people going on in the background, or they don't even think about it.
But it's also it is also connected to us
Sorry,
philosophically.
I like this color wheel.
Computing is also connected to us philosophically and I would say spiritually. Dude, there's a reason why guys like Steve Jobs was like a spiritualist and shit. And
Yeah.
I mean, if they're atheist, you want them to be that way. If they're atheist, they end up like fucking Elon Musk.
Yeah, incredibly Reddit.
Yep. Whereas at least if you live with God, God tells you when to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And if you don't, man, God rains hellfire. Look up old Soviet computers. Google image search.
Soviet Union has a significance, which is that
Yeah, these things look awesome.
yeah, just the color that they have. Soviet Union has this noteworthy quality where it was doing so many things in isolation while stealing from the West. So they were doing their own kooky alternative developments of a bunch of trends that existed in America.
Yeah. I do think it's significant though that like, all right, so when it comes to the hardware end, the computing end, the machine end, that's binary. That has to be binary.
Mm-hmm.
However, when it comes to our method of programming, our analog programming, which is our use of symbols, ideas, and words and letters, right? That's way more advanced. I mean, if you think about a letter compared to like say a number or a bit, like a binary bit,
Yeah?
like a letter could represent a number, it could represent the sound, it could represent a letter, it could represent a color.
Oh, we have 26 letters. They're being used as placeholders for other things, right? In all those situations.
Well, just the fact that you said there's 26 letters, you already applied a number to each letter, so it's already a code, you know?
Yeah, fair.
And could we even conceptualize the numbers without the sounds to make them, or could we even conceptualize the sounds of letters without like the value of like numerical order in nature, you know?
Well, yeah, all this is built up. I mean, I don't know. Language pre-exists the written language. It's much deeper. And it's just like a stand-in representation and having a phonetic alphabet.
A code, you could say.
Yeah.
A natural code.
Natural code. I'm leery in describing any biological activity as being computer-like. If just because the tendency has always been to use the latest technologies to make an analog to the human mind. People used to describe like the human mind as being like clockwork or like a steam engine, and now it's routinely compared to a computer. Or you see it in reverse where like an LLM is described as artificial intelligence when it's really not what people think of as artificial intelligence. It's a very large word bubble.
I mean, I think the it's not completely unfair to compare humanity, a human to a computer. It's like kind of comparing like a human to a car. You know? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I know.
There's
These
a lot.
analogs work better or worse, but you're saying it's a very complex thing, effectively.
I mean, if anything, I think like what people are actually like saying, identifying with people with when it comes to computers or cars, they're doing the wrong thing. Like when I ask you like what is the heart of the computer, what would you tell me?
I don't know, motherboard.
The motherboard? Okay, that's fair. What about you, Rich? If I ask you what the heart of the computer is, what would you say?
Probably motherboard as well.
All right.
It's the base thing that everything else is added on to in our modern computers.
So go back to what we were talking about with the robot, right?
Yeah.
So that robot is what allows computing to happen. That robot is what stores the number, what puts it in the pigeonhole, and what could take the number out and hold the number, and you could also be able to do whatever. And then that indexing is also the second thing. So the indexing is one thing. You know, just that indexing alone does nothing. That's pretty much the brain, right? But the robot, without that robot, that living thing, none of that would happen. And guess what? That robot does not exist when that computer is turned off. That robot does not exist when everything is put together on that motherboard, when the CPU processor is in, when the RAM chips are in, when the graphics processing unit is in. Well, you don't even need the graphics processing or the audio. That's like a person doesn't have to have ears or eyes to be alive, which is true. So yeah, you don't even need that. But it's also, you only really need, yes, a motherboard, and yes, you need the processing unit. Yes, you need those things, but you need to plug that into a power source, just like our heart needs to be beating. And then you need to have that current running, and you need to have that thing to be on, alive. And only then is that robot there. And that robot is what is like a human, honestly. It's like the soul. It's not the soul of the computer is not the CPU. It's not the motherboard. It's not
the soul of the computer is the computer being on and booting up.
Mm-hmm. Just like the soul of the human is not the brain. It's not the heart. It's like the physical heart. It's
the holistic quality of being a conscious being within your body.
Just turned on. That's the living essence of things. So cars, same thing. The heart of the car isn't really the engine, because an engine itself, you ever see it, it's like nothing. It's not the
the heart of the car is the activity of driving.
No, the heart of the car is like when you turn the key.
Yeah.
That's the heart of the car. Like what comes on. That's the heart of the car. What comes alive. It's a holistic, like you said.
Do you feel like a divide between being a driver and a person who's driving a car?
What do you mean?
Rather than being a person in and of yourself, engaging in this activity, being kind of alienated from the vehicle versus feeling like you're psychically merged with it. Like the action of driving, you as a driver within the automobile.
I mean, I still feel like I'm operating something still, but it does feel like more of an extension of me.
Yeah, that homunculus phenomena of the thing's an extension of you, about how you're able to disassociate within the vehicle.
Same thing with a bike, I guess, though.
Yeah. Frankly, like playing a video game.
Or like just wielding a sword.
Yeah.
You know, I know people who like treat the sword as a foreign object in their hands, whereas you can't fight like that. You know?
Right. To you, you're merged with it.
You have to be. Otherwise, you're thinking about things that are just going to take up like a fraction of a second too much. Same thing in a car, especially in a car. Like, you know, if you're thinking too much about the wrong thing, it's like you're driving and then you're thinking like, it's like, oh my God, you know, like, did I refill my prescription? Oh my God, am I going to have this headache till after work? Like, yeah, you should worry about these things. But when you're driving, it's like, don't ignore the other body part. You know, it's like, you're not going to be like lost in these thoughts if your legs were carrying you over a waterfall, right? You know?
Right. You're not thinking of the activity of moving one leg, let alone the muscles within them as you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're engaged in some unfamiliar physical activity, you're conscious of it. But often when you screw up, it's also just because you aren't familiar enough with it. When you're first learning to ride a bicycle, you're not just cycling.
Yep. I think that's what helped me become so like in tune with these, like wielding an instrument as like generating that homunculus effect, like you said.
Yeah.
I think it's because as a young kid, I was always like pushed to ride a bike.
Yeah.
So I would go and ride a bike, and I had my falls. I had some really bad falls. I've gotten hit by cars. I've gotten hurt, but you know, over the years of just consistently doing it, not even like just because I loved riding a bike that much. It was just a very convenient way to get around New York City.
Yeah.
You're either going to be just a miserable commuter, or you're going to be like an insane cyclist. I'd rather be an insane cyclist, you know?
Yeah. Zooming back and forth, being, I don't know, when you're too cautious, often that's when injuries can occur.
Oh yeah, of course.
Not always, but
I mean, that all just comes with experience. Like, it's like, what's the point of having a 400 horsepower car if it's like your first time driving?
Right.
Then
It
again,
is
what's,
both wasted on and dangerous on you.
but at the same time, if you're like a 10-year race car driver and you're stuck in like a Prius, it's also miserable in its own right.
Mm.
Man, I can't wait till these computers are going to be able to show you like entire universes.
Can't they already do that? Don't we
Yeah.
have already entire virtual universes?
Yeah, we're getting there.
I've said before, I find modern video games far more engaging than VR.
Modern video games?
Yeah, or video games as they have existed since their beginning. Anything where my interfacing with it is just small thumb and finger movements is vastly preferable to something more immersive.
Well, what I've been interested in with VR is this going back to what we said about the homunculus thing. Like the whole idea of controlling like a remote control thing with a controller is like it's a pretty simple, straightforward process. You just got to give the right protocol, wireless protocol between like the controller, whether
Yeah.
it's a computer and you. So the controller interface itself doesn't really matter. It could be whatever. You could probably control it off of like a piano MIDI keyboard if you mapped it out correctly.
Yeah.
So like going back to VR, like imagine like you create these awesome, cool, like super fast drones with a camera, like a first person camera.
Yeah.
And then you're in like an actual cockpit as your controller. And then
Yeah.
you got the VR headset on or something. I think that's awesome. That's a really novel concept. I mean, it's pretty redundant, but it's the good kind of redundant, you know? Like, what if, like, you know, from your perspective, it's like you're in this crazy mech battle in BattleBots, but in reality, it's just, it's like these like small scale like mechs that are just like duking it out in a little arena.
Actually, I really like the idea that you get into a specialized remote controlled cockpit for piloting a mech, and you're actually just fighting these little battle bots.
Isn't that awesome?
That's actually a great idea or a great visual concept. It makes for great physical comedy.
I mean, they already have drone racing,
yeah.
like first person view drone racing. Which honestly, that's the only proper way to do drone racing. They're right. Like you can't just race drones from like the outside perspective, like just like zipping. No, you gotta like really.
Yeah, it has to be like a driving video game, yeah.
That's awesome. I like shit like that. I think that's where first person really shines. But that's just a form of like augmented reality or a different perspective altering reality, I guess.
It's still controlling something else. I don't know. It's not interceding with your actual sense of self, your point of view, the way that, I don't know, another VR would.
But the mech thing is awesome.
That's a fun concept. I like that a lot.
I think that's like perfectly within our capabilities.
You ever see Robo Jockeys?
No.
It's a okay, mostly interesting for how they were able to make a movie on such a low budget and still be charming. It's about Robo Jocks. Jocks, fuck. And I'm retarded.
I mean, that's great, yeah.
For a hyper low budget film, impressive stop motion animation.
This is just like that other movie with Hugh Jackman, Real Steel.
Yeah. It's like that, but from 92 or whatever. On a shoestring budget.
Wait, so they're actually like in these robots?
Yeah, if I recall. I saw it as a kid.
Okay, so I got to tell you something. Did you guys know about Gundam, right?
Yeah.
You know what Gundam is?
What?
It's a space opera. It's
Yeah.
it's a crazy epic saga between like Earth and space colonists, and they're all trying to fight
Yeah.
for supremacy using these giant robots. Blah 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 blah. And you know how they had like many different spin-off series, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this one called G Gundam,
Yeah.
and it's the most ridiculous one. I think Richie, weren't you talking about it?
I mentioned it like two episodes ago, I think, yeah.
Yeah, the Tequila Gundam or something.
Yeah, it's great.
So yeah, the G Gundam is just like this. Like except it's a global thing where each country has their own robot mech champion, and Mexico's was the Tequila Gundam. Tequila Gundam, I see. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Carmen's like, I want to see China's Gundam. This kung fu thing.
Is
I want to
it?
see Israel's Gundam and Palestine's Gundam. That was
Palestine's Gundam is just made from a bunch of like donated pipes for their water treatment plants.
yeah, like steampunk.
Yeah, and it just is firing on like it just has a bunch of rockets and a disposable fist that it punches with and then detonates.
There was this really good series. Well, it wasn't actually that good, but it was an anime series that was supposedly original to Netflix, but it was based off of a book, I think, called Leviathan.
Yeah, what was it?
Leviathan is pretty cool. I think it was this alternate take on World War One.
Yeah,
where it was Britannia and the Germanic countries.
yeah,
And the way it panned out was that the Britain Empire was winning because they were fucking around with genetic manipulation. Like they were able to create like super beasts and able to create like giant like airships that are just a big flying whale with like crazy physical biological properties. Whereas the German side, they were steampunk as fuck. They were creating like these like steam powered mechs and shit, and they were just this was their weaponry. Like this is how they were fighting each other. So it was pretty cool, and it was based off of a book. And like they called the Germans the clankers, you know, because they were all about their fucking.
That's being used a lot. Was it used in the Clone Wars saga anime? It feels like it was force memed into being a slur for robots.
But I think this story, a callback to this story, might have something to do with it. Nikola Tesla was in it. Or it was like the precipice of World War One, I think.
Fin de Cesse or whatever. Turn of the century, yeah. Is it worthwhile to watch, or is it just a good concept that is underwhelming in the actual show?
I assume I saw it okay.
I have a feeling it's a way better book. But the Britain side is about this young girl who pretends to be a boy to join the Airman Corps.
Very trans.
And the other one is about, I think he's like the Prince of Austria, actually.
Yeah.
And like his mother and father, because you know the story where what's his name got killed.
Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah. And Leviathan is basically the big whale ship. That's Leviathan. That's where the whole clankers thing has come from.
Is it really? Is that the origin of its common use right now?
I think so.
It seems to overlap with it in July.
I don't know. I could imagine just a bunch of like terminally online losers watching this Netflix anime, and they were like, "Clankers, yeah, that's a good slur for AI." Then again, the book has been around for fucking ages.
Feels like it's an independent use or independent coinage here, but maybe I'm wrong. It'd be strange. Maybe they feed into each other, but
Yeah, Richie, you want to check the Twitter feeds?
yeah.
Let's see what's on the old X. No, it's on that. It's a tab. Yeah. Wait, I'll read the top one.
Did you, Carmen?
Gee, well, I sympathize more with the handsome Chad from a wealthy family who is incredibly socially skilled and willing to say and do anything to get ahead, or the nerd from a rural background with a wife of color who's open about playing Magic the Gathering and is an Anon poster. Talking, of course, about Gavin Newsom versus J.D. Vance. But it's tiresome to talk about the election or about politics.
Yeah.
And yeah, what else is there? I guess, I said before, politics functions as just something to constantly generate content, or same with news, things to talk about.
I have a feeling a lot of guys are going to be getting a lot of pussy soon.
Why?
I think these things culturally happen in waves, you know, where culturally women just become a lot more sexually open.
Yes, you talked about that before. But yeah, you see, I think it's going to get to that point.
Yeah.
Soon.
I'm definitely not looking forward to it.
Oh, really? Wow. You need to protect your precious seed?
No,
all these bitches are trying to fuck you?
No, it's not about me. It's just, I don't know. People start getting funny when they start getting laid.
How so?
You'll see. You'll see. We'll see.
Well, any predictions?
Predictions. Well, there was that weird law that Trump posted. Apparently, that Trump posted.
I like the idea. Yeah, Trump just legislating by tweeting.
Yeah, no, there was that weird law he made. I think where like single fathers can write off their child support payments as a tax write off.
Yeah.
Whereas like single mothers don't have anything like that, and they're super pissed about it.
I mean, how many single mothers are paying alimony?
Actually, let's talk about this. All right, so I want to talk about TikTok. I want to talk about how TikTok is a highly successful Chinese obvious op to make Americans retarded.
Yeah.
And to make Americans think being retarded is normal and okay.
I mean, I don't care, just to start off with, I don't care for short form video content. Because of when I grew up online, I vastly prefer text to video.
But besides that, on TikTok, you get shit like, like literal videos where it's like, I got my child support. I don't care if I'm going to go spend it on a new phone. I don't care if I'm going to go spend it on a handbag. I deserve that money. And then they even show videos where it's like, let's see how much I got in child support. $0. This motherfucker gave me $0. And then they would post shit like, my husband would literally rather be unemployed so he doesn't have to pay child support than pay child support.
I remember there was a middle-aged black guy I worked with, and every lunch break, he'd have a little rhyme. Like, if he had pork, he'd say, I got swine on my mind, and I want pork on my fork. God, I was so glad when he overdosed. How much of this discussion, like a lot of gender discussion, is really dysfunctions of Black America pouring out through the internet into everyone else's life, and people are conceptualizing their relationships accordingly? Like, a bunch of these dynamics clearly are just true for FBAs, and undoubtedly exist among other people too, so it certainly exists enough that people can find them relatable. But then it gets memed into being true of like gender relations, race relations. I'm thinking particularly with gender and dating and sex discussions. Do you follow me?
What was the first part? That
I feel like a bunch of things, particularly a lot of dating discourse or claims people make about dating, are really like unique dysfunctions of Black Americans leaking out to other people.
That's so funny.
Through the internet.
I know it's like this white girl who's posting the most retarded fucking takes on like relationships.
Yeah,
it's
like let's see.
I could imagine where you originally sourced this meme. Like,
and they might not realize it either. I think it just like filters through mimetically.
They spend too many
talking about
club
women
nights.
being flown out to various places. Like, a woman isn't a prostitute if she goes to Switzerland in summer. She probably just works a
job at like Verizon.
Yeah, you can work an $80,000 a year job and easily travel internationally once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Like, or more, but like, or even like a shitty job, like if you save up and you are actually frugal about it, you can travel internationally.
You know, that's not a stupid way to spend your young adult life. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about what people say about how they're like, oh, you're gonna regret it when you're all alone. And I don't think so. Like, I don't think you're gonna regret seeing the fucking world. Like,
you know, it probably increases your chances of getting married.
that too, honestly.
Or making friends, or just having. It might increase your chances of success in a way that sitting at home definitely does not.
Yeah. And besides, like, if you were going to have trouble getting into a relationship before you went on trips,
It's not going to hinder it.
no, chances are it's not going to fix it either.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so anyway, because like either way, you take your bullshit with you. But I do agree it makes you more worldly and approachable and probably easier to talk to.
It's just maybe gives you something to talk to, especially this woman like traveling.
But I do think that, you know, like, I mean, there's some people where it's like just traveling just meant they had to meet more people, and that's all they needed to do. Whether they stayed in their little hometown or whether they fucking went out to like India, they just had to go out there and meet more people. Some people, though, it doesn't matter whether they see the whole entire world in 80 days. They're still going to be pieces of shit to be around, you know?
Yeah. I wanted to jump back for a second about, I was mentioning with discourse around dating being like probably downstream of a select number of people or a select number of groups. Like you have black dysfunction, you have unique qualities of like New York dating, particularly like upper middle class or middle class women dating. You have difficulties of people who are chronically online. I don't know, I'm rambling off here, but how many people's conception of something broader is influenced by like a small subgroup effectively tweeting, posting about it, and others pick it up conceptually? Does this make sense?
Yeah, I probably
I definitely do that too.
But at the very
Or,
least,
like-
I can say like my online exposure was never really like dominated by one subculture or another. To be
Yeah.
honest, I always felt like a perpetual outsider
Yeah.
and everything. So that kind of like allowed me conceptual freedom, you know?
Maybe this is downstream also of like things globalizing or internationalizing of there used to be more distinct rural cultures. Now everywhere you go,
Right, keep talking.
everywhere you go, if you go to Maine, Wyoming, Pacific Northwest, Texas, Alabama, everywhere you go, it's Southern culture now. Places that are distinctly Northern or Northeastern, or now, if they're in a rural area, just Southern. This is like part of the bizarre, seemingly bizarre phenomena of seeing Confederate flags in the rural areas of Union states, often staunchly Union states.
Well, I think a more fundamental question when it comes to like relationships and pairings, it's not asking like what you really want in terms of like individual based qualities. Like, do you want a person who's like already complete? Because a person who's already complete is like not like some people do. Some people are tired of being around for someone else's journey. Or do you want a person who's still a work in progress, where there's still a mystery, where there's still stuff to be uncovered about them? Because I think a lot of people mix that up. It's not just ending up with a person when they think they wanted something. It's maybe they think they wanted something but don't know why they want that. Like, why do you want a complete person at this point in your life? Or why do you want a work in progress at this point in your life? And then you start asking, well, why do I want anyone in the first place? Is it really just because I'm lonely? Do I have something that's actually worth sharing that needs to be shared with another special person? Chances are, if 8 out of 10 people in this world really ask themselves that honestly, they'll probably say no.
Yeah. I think it makes a lot of people happy.
Okay, and then what? Then it doesn't. Then it makes a lot of people really unhappy. I mean, the whole like thing with like demographics and shit, that's just to distract us from the obvious platitude that we're still hooked on to. I just want to be happy. Then what? What's after that? Like, what, you've never been happy before? Yeah, how long did that
I don't
last?
know. People are by nature discontented, and religion in general explains or discusses this. The nature of man as a fallen animal living in sin, of tanha in Buddhism, for grasping, desiring, and holding on to quality.
Yeah, but there's a cure. I don't have to say it, do I?
No, it's it's having that connection with God.
No, it's
connection with
gratitude,
God,
man. It's simple. It's gratitude. I'll say it a million times until it just has to go without saying. It's just gratitude, man. That's literally it.
Yeah.
To the cure for like not want, and that gratitude doesn't have to be like necessarily like monotheistic in a sense. Even if it is, it doesn't matter. Just the act of being thankful, because it's not just like gratitude is not. It's not just an emotion like feeling grateful. It's also an act. It's a sacred act. It's an unimpeachable act. Nobody can knock you for being like honestly grateful. And that's the true exercise. And then when you do exercise that more and more often, you realize you could be thankful at any given time, no matter what's going on. There's always something to be thankful for.
Yeah,
as long
it's
as
the right mindset will make you.
not even just the mindset. It's
Just noticing what around
feeling
you
that
is to
way is going to
appreciate.
give you a better mindset, and that better mindset with that feeling is going to make you do better for your body and your physical self and your material surroundings. And doing better for your material surroundings is going to make you feel better, and feeling better is going to give you a better mind. You see where I'm going with this, like holistic wellness.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm perfect at it either. I'm just saying this is it. This is what it is. This is what they can't teach at school because our teachers were always so fucking bad at it. Teachers they were too ashamed to teach this shit because they didn't even have a grasp on it. I barely do, but I don't like, what am I gonna do? Lose credibility as a fucking layman for acknowledging this truth? No. Like, I just happened to have access to it and accepted it. I guess it was a combination of access to information and an open enough mind. I mean, I would say like that's the real the core of the psychological change is not just depersonalization, where it's all just like, oh man, I don't matter, nothing I do matters. But it's also, holy shit, I don't matter, like nothing I do matters. You know, it's like, it's both. It's like it's both. It's really, really, you got to understand the duality of that and how they're all essentially just, they converge in a very meaningful way if you let it. And the key to that is gratitude. The opposite of that is ingratitude, is wanting more, is not having enough. It's fear. It's honestly fear. Fear of scarcity, abundance, the lack of abundance. And that lack of abundance is what drives, that fear of a lack is what drives like all the most evil in the world. Think about it. Every heinous act is some manifestation of like fear of scarcity of some form or another.
I feel like a lot of heinous acts are out of boredom or a desire to.
Well, that too. That's also
explode or
exactly scarcity. I don't have enough stimulation. I don't have enough going on.
that explains actually frankly, a lot of violent crime is just creating troubles out of boredom or out of.
Exactly. That's still the same thing. Remember the 7 deadly sins? Sloth.
Yeah.
Equally valid. Evil happens because of it. I'm just bored, so I decided to go shoot somebody. Sloth.
Yeah. Even if it's not directly thought of that way, it is subconsciously or framed that, or is downstream of that.
So yeah. Scarcity.
We live in a time of unprecedented plenty,
And can you
and so many people are unhappy with it.
but living with living in a time of unprecedented plenty truly exposes evil, quote unquote, evil people, as in people for one reason or another cannot feel grateful. They cannot be thankful. They cannot wake up where the first thing they do is thank God that they're alive. For one, it could be a valid reason. It could be to us a very irrational reason. But one way or another, they're making that choice. Whether they know they're making that choice or not, it's still in their control if they knew that. Sometimes they know. Sometimes they don't want to know. But like, yeah, it's a choice to feel thankful every day, and that is the fundamental change. That's because it's not just like on a macro scale, like your whole life and how it started. What about how your day starts? If your day starts out shitty, your chances are the rest of your day is going to start out shitty. And if you have all 7 days in the week happening like that, guess what? You're going to have a shitty week. And if like 3 out of 4 shitty like weeks are like that, you know, you're going to have a mostly shitty month. You know, so every day counts. But yeah, a good way to look at it is like just be 1% better than yesterday, and you're fine. Because 1% better than yesterday, like
Slowly accretes.
yeah, 1% improvement every day in like a year makes a huge difference because it's exponential.
Yep, back on the timeline. Because it always, we have so much free time, really.
Really?
I think in the long term, yeah, a lot of us are working tiresome jobs, but compared to like an agrarian life or life pre-industrial revolution, I should say, people are just working all the time, often for little gain. It's interesting to see what just shows up as your auto recommended from having limited people you're following.
Yeah, more people are following this profile for. Oh, you're gonna look at it.
What?
I only post on it every once in a blue moon. Yeah, 50. I don't know where those 54 people came from.
How many are bots?
I don't think that many.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe if I posted more, it'll be more. What about you, Carmen? How's the dating life?
I mean, I'm in a relationship, which is weird after so many years.
Is it really weird?
I guess I have a relationship once every 4 years. Or I get into one every 4 years. I have long periods of being single.
I don't know. I think if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm okay with either or. I think everyone else just has to catch up.
Yeah.
You know, come on, just rock out, man. What's like? Do you really need to reproduce? Do you really need that? Do you really?
I would like to.
You would like to, but you don't really need to.
No, I would like to.
It's good to want. It's not. It's fine to want, but you know, to like mix up your wants and your needs, like that's no good. And don't get me wrong, I've had opportunities to get into relationships, but it's like I would feel really bad because there would be times when I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna call up this chick, you know, she's like usually down to party, and you know, after a couple of times, it's like, so do you want to like get serious? And I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah, you don't want that commitment, and at least I'm not that commitment with that person.
you know. So, you know, and that didn't even happen that much or that often. So I stopped even like really doing that. You know, I would sometimes hook up with someone if like I get invited out and it just happens and I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
But, you know, even it's like trying to go out for like pussy, it just doesn't even seem as appealing to me these days. This fucking timeline.
Yeah. Look at JD Vance, Jeff Neptune. Which one of these women is Welsh, which is Afghan?
These are your people, probably.
Probably, yeah.
This is why you are the way you are.
You're right. Things that I find intriguing for whatever reason.
You like. Oh my god. Now I know what you're like on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, you're your most active power user and the what influences your feed.
Nah, it's all good. It's stuff to talk about ultimately.
Yeah, isn't that what we're all just looking for things to talk about?
Do you think Quentin Tarantino is a racist?
No.
No? I think he's the opposite of racist. I think he fetishizes. He's like you.
Yeah.
And he likes feet.
Yeah, he's a brilliant director. He's
Is he?
married to an Israeli woman.
Is he?
Really?
Yes, yes. Yeah, he lives in Israel.
When did that? I thought his wife would be black or something.
You'd think that, but no. Tarantino is married to an Israeli woman, and he's a hardcore Zionist, I think, as a result.
His kids are Jews.
Yeah.
That means- well, ethnically. That whole ethnic lie. The lie about ethnic Jews, but yeah.
Yeah.
Daniela Pick.
Yeah.
That's her name.
Kind of has a little bit of a Marissa Tomei quality.
It's great.
More than a little bit of a Marissa
It's a great
Tomei.
photo.
Yo, did you see that? Did you see that meme? That was like, imagine being an industry plant, but you're Bruce Willis's daughter.
Ooh, that's rough.
Or what's it called? An industry baby or something?
Nepo
Well,
baby.
Nepo baby,
baby,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, she is a Nepo baby, but boy, rough face.
Yo, what does she look like again? Does she really look like him?
Yes. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. He says dementia, bro. He's gone.
Who?
Bruce Willis.
Oh, no, isn't he dead?
No, he's alive.
Isn't he dead?
He's basically spiritually dead. Yeah, he's dementia, bro.
Dude, I would know if Bruce Willis was fucking dead.
You're right, I would. Yeah, you're right, I would.
He can't speak anymore,
Born
bro.
in Germany, yeah. That's why he made all those terrible, like, cash grab movies at the end for his family's sake.
Yeah, he's in and out of it too, consciously. He's dementia, bro. It's sad.
Yeah,
It's just like Val Kilmer.
yeah. Imagine someday every celebrity we know will die, and then only streamers and VTubers will be dying, and former Disney stars.
And then all that's left is going to be rich men deciding they want blood sport, IRL, but in Thailand where it could be legal somehow.
I don't think they'll even do something that interesting. I think it'll be gayer and more boring than that. I think the dream of Bloodsport is just that, a dream, a fantasy of a better world.
Robot boxing, probably. Gas, robot boxing.
Yeah. That's some shit that San Francisco guys would get into.
You wouldn't like robo-boxing?
In theory, yes.
Not in this form, yeah. No.
You know how
in theory, yes. I bet in actuality it would just resemble rinky-dink San Francisco designed like little boxing bots.
What I would do
with an all-male audience of nerds going hyping themselves up to go nuts.
Well, what I would do is I would do if I had to promote roboboxing, I would have to put in like hundreds of millions to produce a movie starring like these young Gen Z actors like Tom Holland and the kids from Stranger Things, make it hypersexual in some scenes, but still PG-13. You know what I'm saying? And because they're still kids after all, supposedly. And then make it look really dramatized and cool, like somehow making like gay superheroes from comic books cool. You know, you just got to add a bunch of cultural references, like, oh, I understood that reference. You know, like shit like that. And then the story is it's going to take place in Vegas, and it's going to be like, you know, a producer of a Japanese video game was like had this whole virtual like, you know, console set up where it's like you're piloting a real Gundam. But little did he know that these games were just impromptu introductories to the real sport, which was roboboxing.
Yeah, this sounds it's a little bit like Ender's Game. I was going to say
no, Ender's Game had much higher stakes. This is a way better story. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Ender's
no, it's a much better story. No, I know.
No, what I was describing was a quick cash grab to help promote this gay ass sport.
I don't see it as a cash grab. It sounds like a movie that would be a bust.
Yeah, but if you did it with like fucking the actual merchandise.
People don't care about celebrities anymore. They don't care that much about merchandise. They care about existing IPs. They care about meme movies. Movies are dying in many ways as an industry, but some of the biggest success, I mean, like horror can still do well, but a lot of movies that are huge successes now, such as the Minecraft movie, are basically just memes in the theaters.
All right, forget roboboxing. What if we biologically engineered real Pokemon, like real little animals with crazy elemental abilities, and then
you have to connect it some way to streaming and to sports gambling and to crypto
and to porn.
Yeah, you don't have much porn crossover for as prominent as it is, and yeah, a lot of things are pornified or vaguely porny.
Dude, are you serious? Do you know about the pipeline between like UFC fighter to like OnlyFans model?
I'm vaguely aware of that. So I guess there is a medium for it.
Sex and violence, baby.
Yeah.
Very thin line. Love and war.
I mean, when you look at our movies, because they have obviously a Chinese market they have to appeal to, they're very desexualized, as much commented on.
Well, that's why the movies fucking suck.
Yeah, it's appealing to a Chinese audience.
They still fucking suck.
Yeah.
Look,
this is perhaps why so many movies feel increasingly Bollywood-like.
Good movies can only probably be made by people who belong in hell.
Which is why you had good movies up until very recently.
Yeah, since
Harvey Weinstein was unfairly persecuted. Yeah, actually, that's tiresome. I'm sorry. It's a boring right-wing like bit recently to do Harvey Weinstein innocent.
No, I was thinking how like it's a repeating trope in some stories. How like, you know, you have emissaries from both heaven and hell come and they talk about their experiences, and it's like the one drawback of living in heaven is that the movies and the music and the books, it all fucking sucks. You guys,
is this in Good Omens? I don't remember.
That was one of them. I think
I never read Good Omens.
I've read Good Omens. I read the first book.
Yeah,
it was pretty good. I liked it. The movie, the show wasn't bad either because of David Tennant. Is that his name?
Yeah. Let's see. What it actually is the grand, like, okay, Shakespeare in Love, Gangs of New York, Master and Commander, okay, co-producer, uncredited.
He didn't do that many movies.
No, I know. I think as executive producer, he did a lot of things.
Yeah, I think that's shit.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
True Romance.
Yeah, it's Tarantino's
So
guy.
after directing a few movies, you make a bit of money, then you just throw money at other movies.
Go up. I think he was primarily a producer right from 89.
Hardware, wow.
Yeah, interesting. What about, let's see. No, oh, interesting. Yeah. Everything else, director, all that. Really not much of anything is purely as producer.
Around.
Yeah, everything
wow, Prince
Tarantino.
Mononoke as well.
The English dub he produced.
Princess Mononoke.
Wow.
Just the dub, not the actual production.
Yo, I'm telling you, this fucking anime shit the kids gonna love.
It's interesting that Tom Cruise is just playing him in Tropic Thunder.
I gotta be the new guy. Hi, I'm Tony PlayStation, owner of the PlayStation Theater. I'm gonna make you a star. I'll be smoking a cigar. Yo, he's like Tarantino's boy.
Yeah, I mean, he was his producer, yeah. Scroll all the way down. Okay, so it's like last thing he did, The Upside, Amityville Awakening.
Macbeth, Carol.
Yeah.
Bunch of fucking dykes. What about dykes?
Did you guys see Thelma and Louise?
Yeah, long time ago.
What about you, Rich?
No.
It's good.
You gotta
The
see
Simpsons episode is very much it.
They had a Thelma and Louise bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, whole episode.
That's me.
Sorry, I'm out.
That's right.
I just needed a sip to sustain. I'm sorry, it's you guys didn't get that much booze, okay?
I know. I didn't want to go too hard.
Got more
I
probably.
probably should. Yeah, I should have gotten more.
Nah, you're fine. It's probably good.
Because
that
I don't know. I've been tired of getting wasted. Is the thing.
I totally agree with you, dude.
I like. To me, this is like I was thinking, like get a few White Claws or just get like 2 bottles, one
White
bottle of
Claws.
sake,
You
one
get White Claws.
or one of plum wine. But yeah,
The reason why I get White Claws is because I'll be on like Linux tutorials and I'll be like staying up till 6.
yeah,
But if I start drinking at like 11 while I do it, I'll pass out by like 2.
yeah.
Cause like I'd be staying up all night doing this shit.
Yeah. 73. Oh damn! Let me look at more of his daughter. 30.
What a good man and a beautiful family.
Cute daughter.
His hot ass daughter.
As hot as daughter. Richie, you think everyone's hot who's like skinny, honestly.
No, that's
Pretty
not
picky.
true.
You're picky?
Yeah.
Yeah, like me, he has absurdly picky and unusual ways.
It's a great photo.
Oh damn! Yeah, she's hot. She's hot, but she's like Jewish, short hair.
She also has like
Crazy
no
eyes.
she has no upper lip.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
It's a great photo.
I have a no upper lip fetish, thank you very much.
Could never be me.
Yep. Harvey Weinstein. He was definitely a pervert.
Yeah. Well, glad we came to such hard, striking conclusions here, such as Harvey Weinstein being a pervert.
But like he was so rich, he didn't have to be such a fucking fat piece of shit. He could have just
Heyman was not evil. I mean, yeah, he's a pervert boss. Like, this woman also willing to have sex with him, but have a career.
Well, a lot of the time he wasn't even having sex with them; he was just going down on them.
Yeah, he's jerking
Because
off.
of his because his dick's all fucked up.
that's what happens.
Yeah, his Fournier's gangrene. He has.
Imagine if
His
he made-
dicks doesn't work.
Imagine if he actually made a literal deal with the devil. Like the devil, it's like Satan was like, "All right, I'm gonna make
You're
you,
gonna be a sex maniac, but also your dick isn't going to work and it's going to fall off.
and you're gonna have access to like the most beautiful women in the world."
yeah.
Insane.
This is super rare, too. How'd you even get that?
I
Satan.
think it's something. From what I've
Satan.
heard, it's like Satan.
I think thematically we should just say he made a deal with Satan. And, like,
the other explanation I read was that he was injecting like
Things that burned his cock off.
No, he was like,
Silicone, some shit.
no, it was like fucked up sexual disabilities anyway, and he was like injecting something to get hard. Like he was effectively
Brendan did
shooting
that.
up. He was shooting up Viagra.
Brendan did that. He talked about this on the fucking podcast. He was like, yeah, because he had problems getting it up, and he kept complaining about it to the because he blamed his like former drug use and his diabetes and all this shit. So he said like, yeah, I tried out these injections that make your dick hard, and I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I go to the doctor, and like he was just like holding my dick in his hand. And then he kind of just jams the needle, and I was like, "Oh!" And he talked about how he goes to the bathroom, and like he was like his dick was like super swollen, like he was allergic to bees and a bee stung it or
Jesus
something.
Christ.
And then and then he was like, I was like, "What did you do after?" He's like, well, then the doctor gave me a couple of syringes to take home. So he started fucking around with it, and he thought
that is what Harvey Weinstein was doing, by the way.
like, I don't know if he still uses them, but he definitely has like a little stash of like dick needles. I mean, it's like you think Hims was like hardcore.
Jesus Christ!
All right,
Don't look like that fucking that show. What did he show you for it?
No, don't
The
show
image, yeah,
it. Don't show it.
It's fucking awful. I'm not clicking on that. We sat for almost 20 years, basically.
God.
Christ.
Like I said, a deal with Satan.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better example, like honestly.
Yeah, just the irony of like you're able to abnormal testicles are key focus of final arguments in trial.
He's like, how can I sexually molest anyone?
Dying for sex, relatable.
Jesus Christ. They moved his balls, dude, to his thigh.
They migrated his balls to his thigh. Yeah, it is like a Faustian pack here. You get to be surrounded by beautiful women who are obligated to have sex with you or in this vulnerable position, and then your dick just starts working, and then it gets fucked up.
Yep. I'm telling you. Deal with the devil.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I realized like fame and money, it's a losing game.
Yeah, it really is.
Energy. Just give me energy. Cultivate energy in my energy garden. But you don't want to end up like Quentin Tarantino either.
What? Married to an Israeli?
No. Just
Living his best life.
is he?
Yeah.
Dude.
I don't know. He always seems all strung out and stressed out.
I mean, he's an incredibly neurotic weirdo. He was going to be like this anyway, but now he lives instead of being like a weirdo, living in a marginal apartment in LA, barely holding it together. He has a wife and 2 kids.
Yeah, but you don't think it's like also bad when you're like rich, but you're the weirdo of the rich people, like the reject amongst them? I mean, maybe you wouldn't care from your perspective, but when you're in that perspective, you might think differently.
I mean, what? As opposed to being a weirdo among other weirdos?
No, I'm saying either way, like when you're otherized, like no matter what in-group you're in.
I don't know, he's probably feels successful with things, would just be my guess. But
He's incredibly well off. He's famous.
he's well off, he's famous, he's well respected.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Is he well respected?
Yes.
I think he's a good director, maybe overrated, but like people who cop him are like the worst.
Yeah.
It's like back to Marco. Yeah, he's a good guitar player.
He's pretty universally beloved. He has both a pop decent number of lowbrow followers and like people of really intense artistic design often like him.
True.
And it's not like he's never sold out. He's never had to never had to do a big franchise movie for a cash grab. I'm sure he's living quite comfortably off of the film. His original films.
He's like living at passive income constantly. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, hangs out with his friends as a.
His dumb hobbies is his life now, which is
Actually, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe it's awesome being him, but being around him probably isn't.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I could see him being kind of crazy, kind of chill, kind of annoying, probably.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's clearly a very talented, smart guy. Sure, he fights with a bunch of other people in the industry, but maybe. He dated Margaret Cho.
Kathy Griffin.
Who's Margaret Cho?
The like Gen X Korean stand-up comedian woman.
Is she good?
No.
Notoriously bad, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But like when there weren't a lot of other Asian celebrities around, he was dating one.
If I were a celebrity, I think I'd rather date a normie. Is that predatory though? If you're like a male celebrity and you date a normie, like a waitress or something?
You're not gonna date a waitress for starters.
Why?
You're probably way more likely to.
A background actor, maybe, or like a Z-list actor you're dating.
Yeah.
No.
Another thing, or model,
or a social worker, or a vet.
There's no fucking way somebody's dating a veterinarian for his life. Stop.
Both where you meet them. I think the more common thing is too, if you're not meeting someone else that's in like entertainment industry or like fashion, dating like a doctor or someone who is intelligent and attractive and accomplished in like some other upper middle class field.
No, I'd want to date like a straight peasant.
I guess, I mean, yeah, it depends on where you're coming from or what your background is.
I think it'll be fine. I mean, maybe. I mean, because if it's not fine, then that'll be interesting too. Like if there was some force that I'm not able to consider now from my perspective.
So what her father was?
Is an Israeli musician? Oh, he's died. Sorry, he died. Yeah.
Her father was what? Let's say television
Israeli-
person, pop singer, songwriter.
That's a great photo. That's a really insane good
Yeah,
photo.
that's a great photo. Yeah,
That goes immensely fucking hard.
yeah. So she's a child of celebrity.
Ugh. That's Tarantino's wife.
His wife's dad.
His wife's.
His father-in-law, his now departed father-in-law.
That's such a great photo.
Yeah, it is.
Shock.
Oh man.
Imagine being the Jewish children of Quentin Tarantino. Genuinely imagine the level of raw neurosis and autism waiting there.
Oh man. Ugh. I mean, could you imagine a possibility where more normies are even like disillusioned with the idea of celebritydom, or even like being rich?
Well, I think they're disillusioned with old celebrity.
Yeah.
I think they're very engaged with streamers and internet personalities.
Mentally.
And like influencers and other not quite micro but lower level celebrities. So many people follow very intensely a bunch of like tens or hundreds of thousand follower influencer or internet personalities that I have never heard of.
Same.
Yeah,
all
like,
blend together.
Who's this Nick Mullen guy?
Well, that's a rare case of one that I do follow.
He's also millennial too.
Yeah.
He's not Zoomer coded. He's not fully.
It has Zoomer fans, but yeah, it's very much a millennial
Coded.
personality.
That's fine. I like him. He seems like the kind of guy you listen to and he's like, he's my best friend.
Well, yeah, literally everyone talks about the parasocial relationship with podcasters, and
that's just one example. At least I chose the Cumtown route and not the fucking Sam Hyde route. Holy shit, the Hyde boys, they're awful.
they are really deranged. Well, like this, look, the whole subculture around it encourages like LARPing as a schizo spree shooter, wacky internet dude.
Yep.
You're constantly being egged on by all your friends to be deranged.
It's a lot, and I don't know if I could deal with that 24/7. I mean, it's probably an in joke, you know. It's like if you're a white dude, you know, you could chill out with us, but if anyone else, you better watch out because like we're gonna go crazy. We're gonna go cuckoo.
Yeah. podcast, Come Town, and the Adam Friedland Show.
Well, you know what has to
Films.
happen. You know what the next step is for them, right?
What?
They got to make a full-length feature film like that.
Yeah, it's true, because especially with Adam Friedland's show, they do the skits. They clearly prefer, like, Nick clearly prefers doing skits to podcasting or telling jokes.
Yeah, same here. I'd rather produce a fucking movie than do this.
Yeah.
And have you guys like help me make a fucking movie? Are you serious? If we could do that, oh my god, you know me. I would love to fucking make movies.
Yeah.
Just to have like a little poking stick at the cultural pulse, you know, just to be able to change it even a fraction. That'd be fun. But yeah, I think like for these guys, the Cum Boys, they got to make a movie. They got to like Nick Mullen could easily be the next Kevin Smith.
I would hope he would be a lot better off than Kevin Smith, or have a better. No, I would hope that he has a better run than Kevin Smith. Though Kevin Smith, admittedly, is hugely influential.
Well, because
More like Kevin Hart. Yeah.
Well, Kevin Smith is kind of stupid though, you know, compared.
Yeah,
to
like that's a good Nick Mullen bit of him wearing blackface to be the next Kevin Hart. I'm surprised his height isn't listed on his Wikipedia.
I think we're the same height.
Google Nick Mullen height. Problem is that the info is going to be thrown off probably by a bunch of
You get
bits.
like for intro too, probably.
Yeah.
I like that he's forever black pilled because it always reminds me how I should never be.
That's true. That for all of his success, he is still like really depressed.
How tall is Nick Mullen on the Red Scare Pod Reddit?
Features tall people like clockwork.
He's actually like 6'4". Oh my god.
Mullen with a 4'8" fan is a great caption.
Don't do drugs, kids. Imagine being able to like pick up Nick Mullen and putting him on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Like a concert. If it's a rap concert.
The problem also is that all the fans are going to Photoshop things so he's super short. Yeah, he wasn't that tall. I mean,
see, he is like Kevin Smith. Isn't Kevin Smith also like really short?
I have no idea.
He's like 5'3", I think, Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
What? He's that short?
I think so, yeah. He's really fucking short. Let's see.
Did you see Jane Silent Bob?
Well, we found really good content with Googling Kevin Smith's height.
No, sorry, Kevin Hart.
Oh, Kevin Hart.
I'm
Well, I'm
saying
curious.
both Kevin Smith and Kevin Hart are.
I think Kevin Hart's like 5'8".
Kevin Hart.
Kevin
Kevin
Hart's like 5'3".
Smith's height.
It's fucking terrible, Jesus. You say he's 5'8".
Yeah.
Okay, he's a little taller than I thought.
I like how it doesn't come up with Nick Mullen, but with Kevin
No.
Hart height.
You know, I read this meme
What?
that said mustaches are like the new septum piercings for men.
Yeah. We're referring to the safe sleazy mustache. Yeah, he is 5'4".
He's 5'2", 5'5".
Oh, estimate sources. I like the idea of just estimates for celebrities' height.
Damn, what a public curiosity in varying reports.
I'm 5'5" with a shoe on, like a sneaker, or if I put a boot on, I can get to 5'5.5". All right.
With the boot on.
Yeah.
I bet he'll like, if you talk about this with him in public, he'll put on like a dead serious face, like he's talking about work, like putting up high beams or something at his job. He's like, with a boot on though, I could get up to at least like 5'5" though. I mean, I tried.
I'm sure that's the origin of his whole stand-up, his comedy, his whole personality.
I mean, he's probably lying to you. He probably is a short like 5'3" or something. I think that height is a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, how tall is Ben Shapiro? Like 5 foot. He has to be like 5'3" or 4". He's not that tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. If everyone on the internet, like every brand, every presence was essentially their own city or their own like town, what do you think like Terrorisk city would look like?
Mogadishu.
Really? I think it would look more like a cyberpunk dystopia.
It would be like one of those dying, almost dead Japanese towns where it's only a few old people living there.
But they're happy.
Maybe, or they're just very Japanese.
I think Terrorisk would look more like Brazil. Towards the favela.
There's no fucking way he's 5'9".
No,
It's insane.
definitely
That's absolutely fucking insane. There's no way he's 5'9".
I mean, a lot of these guys, once again, like with dating,
You're saying
lying
Ben
about it.
Shapiro is not 5'9"?
He's like 5'3" or 4", man. He's not. He's no, he's 5'9".
Yeah, I
You
agree.
can tell by his proportions. He's clearly 5'9".
Yeah, he has a tiny little boy proportions.
Imagine if he's like jacked in real life. Like
Yeah.
he's like, "What's up, guys?"
Sexuality.
Gender and sexuality of Ben Shapiro. There's a whole section on Wikipedia for this. Oh no, it's not his gender and sexuality. It's his views.
That
on
would
gender
that
and
would have been far better if it was.
Racist, yeah.
Ben Shapiro. When he speaks, you gotta sit, because when a black person speaks, you gotta sit, listen, and learn.
The problem is that no matter who's speaking, he has to stay standing to be able to see them. Wow, his cousin Mara Wilson disavowed him. Mara Wilson, that's like
Was she a movie star?
no, she just
Yeah,
played
she was-
Matilda in the movie as a child.
So she's a movie star.
As a child, she's an old child
Didn't see
actress.
fucking Matilda.
Yeah, she hasn't been in anything except Matilda.
Didn't what's his name have like serious beef with her online?
Yeah, Nick Mullen did, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, she doesn't have beef with Matilda.
Why?
I don't know why. Nick Mullen, Mara Wilson.
No, I think Nick Mullen tweeted something and then she retweeted like, "Look at this guy, you know,
Yeah.
this not good guy." And
Oh
he,
yeah, I think I remember. Yeah.
she's cute in a I'm old kind of way.
Yeah.
What do you? You guys
Want
are
me to
both.
do it? I got it on, man.
Go.
What are you looking up? Hey, who's your favorite short? I'll read it out loud. Hey, who's your favorite short, half Irish and half Jewish, but secular, dark-haired, light-eyed former child actor with a severe nickel allergy who played the title character from a beloved British children's book about a child with magic powers? Me, right? Damn it, Radcliffe.
No, I need to find whatever the fight was with Nick Mullen,
Who'd you there?
I think. That's Ben Shapiro now.
I remember. I can't.
Or is it someone else that he had the fight with?
Maybe Stav
Ensign Kim.
or Adam
Yeah, let's see. He's beefed with a bunch of people. Hold on. I thought it was. I guess not Nick Mullen. What would be another child actress that?
Yo,
No, I think it was her. I it's
for
gone.
the
I
record,
remember him.
guys, if any of you are listening and are interested in such a thing, if you want to know what it really means to be quote unquote good at social media, just don't ever change. If you just don't ever
Yeah.
change, eventually it'll work. It doesn't matter if you're a complete scumbag. Just
Yeah,
don't,
it is Matilda that hates him, but yeah, Mara Wilson.
just don't fucking change. And you gotta like don't change, but do it a lot. Like be yourself, but a lot. And as long as you don't change, a lot of people will hate you, but a lot of people will love you. I mean, I hope to be that kind of fixture on the internet where it's like, even if people weren't fond of this content, they were like, well, at least I could rely on Terrorisk to be
Well,
their
you
safe.
hope that we have that kind of followers or any at all.
I mean, dude, even just 10.
That's true. Just could allow or maintain.
But the fact that like every day there's just like maybe
one or two more.
and I'm like, this is, at first it was nothing, but then it gets
Yeah.
to a point where it's like, if this keeps happening, like, I don't know, I wouldn't know how to deal with it, because like this isn't the kind of content you would want to like write home to like your parents about. You're like, what the fuck? Why this? I mean, I tried music. I tried, but this just for whatever one reason or another, as far as content creation goes, comes out so naturally because we get together, we have a nice dinner, we get fucking drunk, we smoke some weed, smoke some tobacco, it's nice. It's like I said, a ritual.
Yeah.
It's also cheaper than therapy. Probably does a lot better than fucking therapy, in my opinion. Like, imagine seeing a shrink and replaying the worst moments of your life over and over again because you're told it helps you.
Well, I think usually they tell you how to work through moving on from it, but a lot of therapists are terrible, and it depends on the method of therapy and all that. But yeah,
Well, because all the therapists themselves need therapy.
I think there are like CBT people that are focusing on very particular things can be very effective, but the routine talk therapy is rarely good for people.
Imagine if a requisite of therapy is to be subscribed to some kind of religion. Doesn't matter if you're like a Jew therapist or a Christian therapist or a Muslim therapist.
Confession, I guess, is like that for
Like you need to.
A lot of religion ends up having that quality. Going to like
because that's what
AA
it was.
is kind
before
of like
therapy
that.
was a thing. All we had was religion.
AA is like that sort of. If you ever interact with people who are in Alcoholics Anonymous. No, it is.
Dan was on Come Down.
Yeah, like once or twice, I think.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys are interested in getting good at next year? Carmen, I know for you it's riding bikes.
Yep. Yeah, that's very true. That, and generally more physically active.
What about improving your cooking? Look, I'm not saying your cooking's bad. I'm just saying you like to do it a lot.
I plateaued a while ago, to be honest. In my cooking.
Well, I mean, cooking now, you've been doing different shit, right?
No, these are all things I've done before.
So you want to try shit you've never done before?
Maybe. I'm trying to think. I need to actually think about what I can improve beyond technique.
Let me teach you Korean dishes.
Yeah, sure.
But that'll require us to have a point of reference.
Yeah. I think the biggest factor is properly managing a kitchen space. I never really did that.
But if you cook here, so if you cook for us, you get the benefit of being able to practice your skills with it, and I get to deal with I could source the ingredients and all that shit.
Right.
I tell you though, as soon as I get this new car, we got to go somewhere.
I agree. Yeah.
We got to drive somewhere. The three of us.
Well, would this new car have more space than like the Mustang?
Technically, no, but it will have more usable space because the Mustang, a lot of that space was not real sittable space. Whereas this car is smaller,
like fucking compact in the back.
It's a smaller car, but it uses that space more. I don't know how else to describe it.
It's a car that you could go on a trip with just on its own without having to rent.
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, that might be a distinct possibility with a 8.6.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's. If I get it checked out, yeah. If I get it all like looked over, fix any leaks, make sure nothing's like wobbly or broken or fucked up, then yeah. For sure. It's a fucking 4-cylinder engine. What harm could it do? It's not like I'm tuning it or boosting it.
Yeah. How are we doing on time?
It's 1:57.
We're almost there. All right.
Yeah.
So we got to get you a bike, man.
I know. Look, my paycheck, when it clears, I'll start looking and I'll send you things on Facebook Marketplace or on Craigslist.
Maybe we could build one.
That'd be viable too, or intriguing too.
Yeah. But I think it would change your life. It would suit you. I mean, you're just riding around your neighborhood. You see a nice cafe you would never have seen before.
That's true. It's the equivalent of being able to walk around, but you're going a lot quicker.
Yeah. And if you could get engaged with like communal things easier, like communal bike rides.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're tobacco enthusiasts who like to go bike rides, go on bike rides and shit. And you're
Straight
like,
from 13 years ago, yeah.
That's what I'm into.
Subjects, internet culture, American politics, mid-Atlantic culture, pop culture, everyday life.
That's literally what we talk about.
Yeah.
Except for mid-Atlantic culture.
He wasn't Red Eye.
What?
He was on Red Eye.
Yeah, for how long was he?
I don't know. Let's see. Doesn't say. He was a guest star, right?
Yeah, with John Bolton.
We'll offer something different.
Mhm.
We'll offer some more of a zillennial take.
Richie's the only zillennial here. You and I are millennials.
Well, that's why we need Richie.
Yeah.
Richie is our connection.
They're still
to
leaning heavily on the millennial quality.
I mean, I think it's good for the kind of crowd that we're attracting
Yeah.
to listen to us
What
talk.
if he went by NJ Mullen?
MJ Mullen.
NJ, Nicholas James Mullen. And then everyone could ask him, what does the N stand for?
Moldog.
Nicholas. Nicole Mullen. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is an egg. He's really heavily egg.
What's an egg?
It's a trans woman term or trans term for someone they're accusing of being a future trans person.
Oh, an egg ready to crack and
Yeah.
hatch into a full trans bloom
Yeah.
blossom. Ugh. I don't know. I mean, how do you feel about transness?
I don't feel too strongly about it one way or the other, frankly. I think it's taken up way too much conversation and energy.
Yeah.
And too many people who really shouldn't have gone down the path did. But
Yeah. That's really
society as a whole and trans people would be a lot better off if it was just a small, fringe, weird thing.
whereas most people would probably be better off embracing what God gave them.
Yeah.
That's what I did anyway.
Yeah.
I remember one time a trans person from like this philosophy group on Facebook accused me of being so male. Like, you're into all this male stuff. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm thankful for the body that God gave
Yeah.
me. Sorry, you can't do the same. And then they laughed at me, but I know behind that laughter, it was sadness.
They might have been turned on by it.
That's gross.
There's a very real possibility. But, because sometimes the most feminine women are trans women. Because they're making a conscious effort to be. Even, and also they're applying male autism to that effort.
Yeah. I mean, what can I say? Like, it's just that I have gratitude. That's why I'm not trans. You're ungrateful because for what God gave you, so you're punished now by going down the wrong path. I know people who turned from that path, like who were trans, and then they were like, "Oh no, I'm detransitioned." Did you see
they
the?
clocked out.
Did you see the New York Post article with?
Pariah, yes. I know, she's like triple trans.
She's not. It's not true at all. I mean, she's just like wanting more attention. She's grifting.
Hell yeah! What better way is there to grift than from a dying subcultural trend? I was crazy on them hormones. This is one of the best headlines I've ever seen, though. Fashion model learning to be a man.
Well, look, their goal is always to become a celebrity, and this is one way of doing it.
I wish the headline said
It's really bizarre because it's like showing off Pariah pre.
I'm gonna be the poster child of
detransitioning. Yeah, and now just
now.
but just looks like it looks even cutting your hair short and
This is like-
bleaching it is still like such a womanly.
Yeah.
maneuver.
This dude looks like
Andrew.
Jason Statham.
Definitely doesn't look like Jason
I
Statham.
thought he bullied her chat. Like, yeah, nice tits, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a nice
Or here's a lesbian woman.
Yeah, just looks like a Nordic lesbian.
Draco Malfoy ass motherfucker. These are a lot of fucking pictures.
Yeah, I mean that's what
That's
you
what he
want.
wants. Yeah.
He was probably telling the New York Post article guys, like, you want pictures? I got pictures here. More
A bunch
pictures.
of them were taken on this, like,
This
and
is
it's promoting
ridiculous.
his music at the end of it. What?
His playlist, yeah. Oh, yeah, his music, his music.
Yeah.
All his glamour shots.
Oh my god. The New York Post. What a What a nice.
There's a bunch of confusion in the now due to like normie anti-trans stuff. Always confuse, like no matter who it is, pretty much they confuse whether they're an FTM or an MTF. And then like they'll always will be like an FTM will be in like some news story, and then like the comment will be, sorry, this man will never be a woman. And then like the name is like Caden Riley.
Holy shit. Checkmate. I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I just think I'm just grateful for what God gave me, and because if I'm not grateful for what God gave me, bad things happen. Shit goes down. I mean, I kept my gratitude strong even when some drunk Hispanic smashed into my car.
Was he Hispanic?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I think the first thing I said to you was he Mexican?
His name was Jesus de Huertas. Jesus de Huertas.
Careful mentioning it on it's not that matters.
It's on the police report. That's what I got anyway.
Yeah, so it looks like I was right in the prediction. Nice.
So yeah, I fucking I still I felt myself like being angry, and then I was like, wait a minute, I could have died. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm thankful I didn't die.
Oh boy,
Oh, this is-
Chinese cruelty cooking, cool.
This is pretty fascinating though.
Yeah, it is actually. I don't mind the Chinese cruelty.
I don't like it, but it's fucking interesting.
Mhm.
It's Hellraiser for fish.
Yeah.
So someone said, which is true, yeah.
I could imagine like being that fish. I'm like, oh man, imagine if that were me. Honestly though, like would I rather be shot in the head first and then just mauled, or would I rather like be in this novel experience? Like I've never been eaten alive before.
I think I'd rather be shot in the head than eaten alive. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Are those crickets?
Shrimp.
Live shrimp? Hopping shrimp, yep. In the sauce and everything. I would try that. China's wild, man. Those
Yeah.
people like those. I think most people like eat to live. The Chinese like live to eat.
Yeah. Live to eat everything.
Yeah, that's why like aliens don't come. Is because they know the Chinese would eat them.
Yeah, that's the line I said previously. Yeah.
Oh my god. I think X is stupid, but TikTok is like even
It's
stupider.
also stupid now. I remember the internet. I'm kind of not bored of it, but
Yes, you are. No.
I think I was. I
No,
said
no,
that I was
no,
never
no.
going to say I was bored of the internet, but I think I'm bored of the internet.
Richie, do you know the first of the 5 stages of grief?
What?
Pretty sure it's denial.
Denial.
Dude, I'm telling you, this shit is over. Now, you know what's gonna be hot again? Authentic, sincere living.
I don't think so, man.
Well, I guess it could be for us or for you as an individual. I mean, I just never thought I was going to get bored of the internet.
I mean, why wouldn't you? It's the same shit.
Well, quality's is worse in general, yeah.
Yeah, it just seemed so entertaining when I was younger.
First of all, so what if you get bored of the internet? You know how many animes you've never seen? You know how many books you've never
no,
read?
it's much
You know how many-
better. It's better for me that I'm bored of it.
Yeah, I guess so. You got bikes to ride. You know,
Yeah,
you got,
now it's like because I'm bored of it. Now I'm suddenly thinking, boy, what else is there? In
you
life?
got dishes to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
Because you know what? If the more you practice cooking with us, we get to be your guinea pigs. You get to
Yeah.
cook for bitches, like on a serious level.
I already do that.
I'm saying, like, you get better at it.
Yeah. I'm already at like a level where I impress almost every single woman.
Ooh.
No, I know, genuinely I am. Every single woman ever has been very impressed with my cooking.
Got a little bit of wine with some candles. I got some high quality cuts of lamb. Oh, what about that? You ever make lamb?
Yeah, a long time ago. I used to make lamb, yeah.
I heard it's smelly, but I don't know where to get lamb racks.
I'm sure there's a butcher around here you can find for a lamb rack.
We could do it ourselves.
Yeah.
This is a
Fucking
YouTube tutorial for
Do
it.
it yourself butchery, yeah.
Yeah. So all right, that's on the list of stuff to do. We got to get a bike, and we got to go on this trip to Virginia. At least
Yeah.
Virginia, maybe Florida. It all depends on the Sunday how the cat reacts to being in that fucking house.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. Then we got. Oh yeah. I'll try to figure out more stuff to write about because like once I get this web scraper going, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. You're too busy to write. I'm not gonna push that on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a good subject anyway.
You got any movie recs? Oh yeah, Robo Jocks. I'm gonna watch
if
that.
I can come up with something more distinct. Hold on. Give me a second here for a movie recommendation for you, Chris.
Robot Jocks.
I did say Robo Jocks. Rich, do you have a recommendation movie for Chris?
You got any Japanese movies? I know you like those.
I don't think so. Give me a second.
Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Hell Comes to what town?
Frogtown.
Frogtown. All right, I'll check it out.
It's a post-apocalyptic movie where
You like these post-apocalyptic?
I don't love them hugely. I just got on a kick of suggesting them to you. There aren't that many, and most are terrible.
Yeah.
I could do something entirely different.
Did you see Boys Don't Cry?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yo! Do you know when I saw that movie?
When?
I must have been like 10 years old.
Yeah.
It was like I think it was on a Sunday morning. I was living with my aunt, and she
Yeah.
was like in her 30s then, like young 30s. And like I go downstairs, I wake up early. I'm like, "What are you watching, Aunt Jean?" And she's like, "Boys Don't Cry." And then I was just 10, and I think it was her first time watching it too. And we were just both watching it, and by the end of it, I was like thoroughly horrified.
Yeah.
I was like, my 10-year-old brain didn't know what to make of that film.
Of the trans man rape movie. Yeah.
With the yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then because of my aunt, I got into like chick flicks, like Miss Congeniality, so the Jane Austen movie adaptations. Titanic was a classic. I hate Titanic. God damn, what a shit movie.
I'm not a big fan.
But anyway, on that note, thanks for listening. Have a good night. Everybody else, you got anything to say, Rich?
No, I don't.
What about you, Carmen?
Nope.
All right, good night.
Night.